I'm Judy Shaw for NYSE FloorTalk. Joining me today is Eric Cheng. He is co-founder and CEO at Carsome. And we have Juliet Zhu, who is CFO of Carsome. So great to see you both. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you, Judy.
Thank you. Thanks for having us on the show.
Of course, it's a pleasure. Now, a quick note to our viewers, this interview is for informational purposes only. The NYSE doesn't recommend any investments or investment strategies. Now, Eric, tell me, Carsome recently raised $30 million in Series D fundraising. Tell me about your business and the used car industry in Southeast Asia.
So let me start by answering the question on the market, right? So I think firstly, if you look at Southeast Asia, it's a very diverse region. You have countries like Indonesia, Thailand, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, Vietnam, and a few more. And if you look at the population size of the market, there's about 600 million people living in this region. But the total number of cars in this region right now is at about close to 55 million. So which means that the car ownership on average is less than 1 out of 10 people would own a car. And I think that makes a really good growth opportunity, especially when it comes to increasing the social mobility in the market, right? Putting more cars on the road would help increase the productivity of people, and in turn they can earn more income through that. But when you look at the Southeast Asia used car market, firstly it's very fragmented, which you don't see any single player which owns more than 1% of the market. And if we look at the retail experience, it's not just very much dated, but it's also very traditional, which means that as a consumer, you'll be usually exposed with frauds. You have like hidden fees when it comes to transacting a car, buying a car from a used car dealer, and that resulting into a very low trust level when it comes to buying and selling a car in the market. So I think that's the reason why we have founded Carsome back in 2015 to address some of these industry pain points. So what we have created is an end-to-end service that help consumer to buy and sell their used cars in the most transparent manner. At the same time, you're also able to enjoy a hassle-free experience. And through that, we build a most trusted platform in the market of Southeast Asia. So we offer 2 types of service. From buying a car, you'll be able to buy a used car with the highest quality possible in the market, where every car that we transact on the platform has gone through 175 checkpoints. At the same time, if you're selling your car, we will be able to also provide you the most accurate pricing by introducing the algorithm on the pricing analytics. And that gives you the best experience possible when it comes to selling a car just through a few hours visiting our inspection centers, and payment, ownership, all done within that process. So I think currently right now with that service that we provided, we are selling about annualized of 70,000 used car in the market. Easily the largest used car platform, which totaling to about 600 million in transacted value US dollar in the Southeast Asia.
Now, Eric, what makes you different from other industry players in Southeast Asia?
I think one thing that set us apart when it comes to us versus all the other platforms out there is we are extremely obsessed with customer experience. So what that means is we would go out of our way to ensure that you have the peace of mind when it comes to buying or selling a car with us. So the areas that we invest into is firstly, we make sure that we invest into building the most scalable infrastructure so that we can support the growth through that. We invest into training the most professional workforce so that the entire industry will be able to inject a professional image to the consumers who use our service. We also invest into building the most trusted brand in the region. And we are able to help more consumers to buy and sell a car in this region whenever they have the need, right? And I think one more other thing is we always expand and trying to reach out to more customers, because there's just so many cities in Southeast Asia that in need of our service, but we have yet to expand our services through them. So these are some of the areas that we felt that set us apart, where all our investment is to making sure that we deliver the best customer experience possible in the region.
All right, now Juliet, tell me, how has the pandemic impacted the automotive industry?
A lot has changed indeed, Judy. I think in the world, and particularly 2 things relevant for our industry. I think first thing we see is similarly to the other parts of the world, there is a structural change in the demand and supply of the used car market during the pandemic due to heightened concern on public safety and hygiene. So more people, especially young parents, are in favor of private vehicle instead of public transport or ride sharing, just to make sure the kids and elderly are safe. We've also seen the fastest acceleration of digital adoption ever over the past year. So I think similarly to US, just to give a bit more context for Southeast Asia, as a region, it took the region about more than 10 years to get to 3% digital penetration as a percentage of retail. And it took us less than 1 year to get to 6%. So consumers in the markets are increasingly adopting an online first or even online only approach to their purchases, even for a traditional industry like the used car industry. Mm-hmm. So when the two things combined, it really gives us the perfect opportunity to accelerate our retail strategy.
Okay, and Juliet, what are the growth prospects or opportunities for Carsome and the used car industry in Southeast Asia?
So it's really interesting because right now we're the largest online player in the region, yet we only represent 1% of the market. So there's huge space for us to grow into in our existing markets. So far, the investors we've observed on NYSE has shown great appreciation and understanding of the industry as well as the business model. So hopefully in the next 2-3 years, we can bring the used car industry in Southeast Asia in front of global capital market investors through NYSE. And every day we'll be working really hard to get there.
Okay, now tell me about your ambitions to list on the New York Stock Exchange.
Yeah. So I think the ambition is to get ourselves ready over the next 2 to 3 years. That includes executing our growth strategy under the leadership of Eric, and get ourselves internally ready in terms of governance, in terms of processes for NYSE.
Okay, well, it was great to talk with you both. Eric, Juliet, thank you so much for joining me on NYSE Floor Talk.
Thank you, Judy.
Thank you, Judy.